YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Mr. Business, back with another video. Yeah, I don't know why I've been not making videos on a weekly basis, but it is what it is, and here we are. So, where am I at? I'm in Katy, Texas, getting loaded, and about to head out to LaGrange, Georgia. But first, before we get into anything else, let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you could be anywhere else on YouTube. The fact that you clicked on my channel, greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get into some news. Let's get into some news and what I've been up to and what's going on. So, let's go with the most recent news. And when I say recent news, I mean like today, this morning recent news. So, as I'm chilling doing my pre-trip, I did my pre-trip. I'm getting ready to leave where I was at to come on over here. You know what I'm saying? Get a little, over my phone and over the tablet, what they hit me up for early this morning. And I see a message that says, if you have a twic card, please text this number with your information, your name, where you stay, and your phone number. That got me excited. So that means they about to, for those with twic cards, now this is my interpretation, for those of us with twic cards, it seems like we're going to have the opportunity to do some court work. I'm excited about that because I got a twic card. I haven't been to have my twic card. I got my twic card before I even started and got my CDL. So I'm very interested to see what this leads to. So I stay in Norfolk, and they have a port in Norfolk. I don't know if DB Shanker has stuff coming through ports in Norfolk, but I know they have a pretty big port in Norfolk. So yeah. So that's just the latest news. What else is happening in USA? That I could think of. I'm probably gonna miss something because if I'm not talking about it, then it really doesn't pertain to me. The load board, it's still. I said I wasn't gonna say, it was the S word. I said I'm gonna start saying it's 6 feet below. You know what I'm saying? I done seen some good loads, so maybe not 6 feet. Now it's maybe 3 feet below. You know what I'm saying? 3 feet below, but it's still below. So it is what it is. I'm still out here trying to do what I do. And speaking of trying to do what I do, yeah, this settlement right here is pretty shitty. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty shitty. Most due to how I ran, and I think I spent too much money on fuel. So I didn't control my fuel costs. So yeah, my check was, or I shouldn't not check, my settlement. I didn't break what I wanted to break for a minimum, which was, I say all the time, the minimum I want to gross is 46. I was about 1,000 under that. So yeah, so I had to go home, take care of some stuff. So, but yeah, it was a little shitty. So, the Friday before that, I grossed like 45, which gave me about $1,100. So, I grossed my minimum. That's what I expect when I gross my minimum. When I gross my minimum of 45, the settlement that I get is what I expected. So, but that's not where I want to be. That's not where I want to be. I want to be definitely up above that all the time. You know what I'm saying? You have your bad weeks. It is what it is. Even though my profit was low, it was still a profit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't out here shooting for no zero settlements. And that's not good business. That's not what we do. So as long as I'm turning something, I'm good. So last week I spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania. I was in Pennsylvania for like 4 to 5 days, and just the way the week fell, and my biggest load was coming out of Pennsylvania, so I ended up staying out there and running some PA to PA loads, which I'm not gonna lie, I scheduled myself to run 2 PA to PA loads from Chester to it's a Walmart. I can't remember where it was at, but see, this is another thing I don't like about how they calculate the miles. The miles they calculate is zip code to zip code, but when you actually plug in the miles and get ready to do that run, most of the times you're gonna find out that it's more miles that you have to run than what the app says. And so that was the case this time, and so it threw my whole time frame off. So when I did the first load, I didn't like that load. I didn't like it at all. First of all, I was only expecting it to take about an hour and 30 minutes, and it took an hour longer than that just because of the route that it gave me, and I guess it gave me more miles than I was supposed to run. So I didn't like that. And then I had some battery issues, so I had to call and say, hey, look, I can't do that second load because I'm having issues with my truck. So they went ahead and took it off. I still didn't get the issue resolved, so I'll tell y'all the issue, what happened. Okay, so this is what happened. When I was at home the weekend before last, where I parked my truck, I was waiting for a little lift to come pick me up, take me to the crib. So I'm in my truck, I had turned the truck off, but I turned it to the left all the way. And when you do that, it's still, you still get power to your radio, to your windows, everything else that you usually do is just the truck is not running. So when my lift came, I didn't turn it off. And if you heard some other videos, I keep my key, which I probably might not do it anymore. I keep my key in here in the ignition. So I didn't turn my truck all the way off. So when I came back to my truck, it was probably like 3 days later, I went to start it, and Hadjum was like, "Rrr." That was it. Done. So, yeah, that was it. So I had to get a jump, and I was actually able to jump my truck with my car, because I ended up doing it myself. I had to do a lot of running around and everything, get back and forth, but I ended up jumping my truck with my car with some, I'm not going to say irregular cables, because if you look at when you're buying jumper cables, they have, how do I explain this? Because I don't know the exact stuff, but your cables, depending on what you buy, allows a certain amount of voltage that can go through it. Let's put it that way. So at least that's my interpretation of it. So I bought some that I honestly just bought the highest that I could without buying the truck size, because I went to AutoZone to get the cables. So they really didn't have cables that said, hey, I could jump a semi truck with it. But I mean, your batteries are just regular car batteries. There's just more of them. So I was able to jump my truck with my car. So it's getting worse. It got worse. So now I'm to the point where I'm not even cutting my truck off. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta let it run, because before I picked up my load to come to Texas, I went to a truck stop for the night, because I had dropped my trailer at the place, and they was like, well, we'll call you when we're finished loading. I was like, bet. So I unhooked, went to a truck stop. It was about 10 minutes away, and I just turned my truck off. Just turned the truck off, went into the truck stop, bought something to eat and something other. I probably was in there for like 15 or 20 minutes, okay? So then I came back out, and I turned my truck on, And before I actually started it, I went to look at the volts, and it was only at like 12.6 volts. So when I started it, it turned over, and then it started. You know, so it was like whir, and then it started. So I was like, oh, I'm not turning my truck off until I get this fixed. So my original plan was to just have them figure out, take it to a shop and have them figure out, you know, what battery I need to replace and replace that battery. But then just, you know, talking to a couple of people I talk to on a regular, you know, one of my boys, shout out to Darius, he was like, yo, just, you might as well just have all the batteries changed out, you know what I'm saying, and just be done with it, just get all the batteries. And that makes sense, because if you just change one battery out, now you have one fresh battery, and then you have all the other batteries that you used. And so then, you know what I'm saying, so it just makes more sense to go ahead and change out all the batteries, which I'm going to do as soon as I get to Georgia and drop this load. So, yeah, so now that my other thing is, do I want to take it to the shop? You know what I'm saying? USA terminal, you know what I'm saying? USA shop. Or do I want to go somewhere else? And I'm going to be honest, you know what I'm saying? I don't hear a lot of good stories coming out of the shop. So, kind of leaning towards taking it to like a Petro or TA or somewhere and having them do it. I just know it's going to be money that I don't want to spend out of my maintenance account. You know what I'm saying? So I called up, check and see how much money I got in my maintenance account. I got plenty in there. I just don't want to spend it. I don't want to spend it. So, but depending on, I'm gonna have to find out when the shop closed in Georgia, because I don't know. It seemed like all our shops closed early, and I'm getting there. Today is what's today? Today's Friday. So I'm gonna get there Saturday as early as I can. So I'm gonna have to see what time the shop closed on Saturday, and you know, if they got some trucks ahead of them. But if I do just decide to go to like a Petro or something, the nearest Petro to where I'm gonna be is the one that I really don't want to go to. Is that big ass Petro. I don't want to go to that Petro. I just really don't. You know what I'm saying? But those is kind of like my only two options, you know. So I still haven't decided what I'm gonna do. Just got to get some more info. So, yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's what I've been up to. That's what's going on with me. I'm gonna end this video, and I know it wasn't that long. So, if you like the video, hit the like button. Support the content. Support your boys. Subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm gonna try to get out videos every week. I say that, and then I end up going like 2 or 3 weeks without making a video. So, this is the first time in a long time that I even did a video on a Friday on time, like I said I was gonna do. So, but yo, I'm still put out some videos, whether it be 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Keep y'all updated. My trucking journey is lease operated here at USA Truck. All right, peace.